All right. We are back from vacation. Getting loaded today. We are taking this thing to Cynthiana, Kentucky. But first, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my trip to Europe. Tell you a little bit about what happened over there and what we did and what we ate, more importantly, because that was the best part about the whole trip. So stick around, we'll be right back.
We ride across these plains and prairies, rocky mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back from vacation. Man, what a great vacation, man. I did not want to come back, I can tell you that right now. As you know, as you heard on the last episode, my wife and I did a little European vacation. We went over to see my daughter in the UK, and as we were sitting there looking around, we decided to take a little road trip while we were over there. We ended up seeing 7 different countries in 10 days. It was super fantastic. I'm going to cover that a little bit. Show you a little bit of clips of the what we did while we were over there and talk about it here for a second. But we jumped on a plane in Baltimore, flew over to Iceland. We spent a little bit of time in Iceland, and then we flew down from there into London, which was really good. It was a 5.5-hour flight up to Iceland and then 2.5-hour flight down to London. Pretty easy trip, no big deal. From there, we decided to go on a little bit of a road trip, and we left there and we ran over toward France. Ended up riding on a train to get over into France. You got to go under the English Canal, so they had this. It was really cool. You just drive right on. They stripped out a passenger train basically, and you just drive right onto the train, and you park your cars up tight against each other, and then they take you across about a 35-minute trip. You get to the other side, and you just offload off the train, and ta-da, you're in France. So that was pretty cool. We didn't do much in France. We kind of rolled right through there, went into Belgium. Spent the night in Belgium, and then we went to Bruges, Belgium, the second day, and got ourselves a Belgium waffle. Like you know, you almost have. If you're in Belgium, you got to get a Belgian waffle. So, and it was crazy good. Like we don't make them here like they make them over there. So that was extremely good. We did wander around Bruges a little bit. What a gorgeous city! Medieval buildings and all the history that's there was just crazy. One thing I did want to mention. We went to a cathedral in Cambridge, and at the cathedral, we took a tour of the cathedral, and we had a tour guide, and it was just the 4 of us, my son, my daughter, my son-in-law, my wife, and I, and so that he was being a little more open about and getting us a little bit more information. But he took us up on top of the building, and something that was very profound to me, and something I hadn't even realized, was how young America really is. We were up on top of this building on the roof, and he said, you know, when did America become a country? And I said 1776. And he said, yep, and this building that you're standing on top of right now was here 700 years before America became a country. That, to me, hit home pretty hard. That's crazy to think about how long, and the history that's over there versus what we have here in America was just a crazy thing. But then from Belgium, from Bruges, we went on to into Germany. I finally got to drive on the Autobahn. I'll show you a little clip there. That's super cool. Something that I didn't know about the Autobahn that I've been talking about since I got back was when we think of the Autobahn, or at least me, when I thought of the Autobahn, because everybody says the Autobahn, I thought it was one road like the Turnpike in Ohio. The nice flat straight, you could just go as fast as you want, and that's not the case at all. It is every highway in Germany. Every highway, there is some areas that have speed limits where there's high traffic or whatever, there is speed limits there, but for the most part, you go as fast as you want on any highway in Germany, and that was super cool to do. I very much enjoyed myself. I got a chance to drive on the Autobahn, and that's super cool. We played around in Germany a little bit, ate at some bakeries. My wife was my wife was all about the bakeries over there. She loved the pastries and the bread, and bread in Europe is very different than bread in America. It's man, it's so good. So we almost didn't, if she was awake in the car, we almost didn't pass a bakery. She was very much about the pastries and the bakery and the breads and croissants and everything that's over there. The food was just incredible.
This is really good. I know what it is. I hope she gets everyone that they have. I hope she orders everyone. And then come back tomorrow and get another
one. From there, from Germany, we went on to Luxembourg. We saw a really super cool castle in Luxembourg, right up on top of a mountain. That was real neat to see. Again, this castle's been here several hundred years, 500-600 years. We got a little bit of history on it, and that was super neat. And then we left Luxembourg and went into back into Belgium, went through Belgium up into the Netherlands, where we stayed in a little town about an hour outside of Amsterdam, and we spent the night there. And then we ended up just using public transportation, jumping on a train and taking it into Amsterdam, and we spent the day in Amsterdam. That super neat place. Again, we took a boat tour in Amsterdam, and as we're on the boat, the tour guide that's on the boat, he was giving us a bunch of information about he was talking about the dancing buildings, or dancing houses, I think they called them, where these buildings, they're built on, they take telephone poles, for lack of better terms, and drive them into the ground, and they're 30, 40, 50 feet into the ground. And then they build right up on top of them, because it's all swamp and very watery, very wet area. As a result of that, these buildings are shifting and they're moving around, and it was crazy to see how far some of these buildings were leaning. The architecture that's there, the amount of time that those buildings have spent there, and they're moving around and they're shifting, and I can't imagine living in one of them houses. But it was pretty crazy to see. But we did go through the red light district. You can't go to Amsterdam without doing that, and that is exactly what everybody says it is. It was pretty crazy walking through there. Very, very, very cool to learn the history that's over there that America just doesn't have, because we're just not old enough. My wife went into thrift stores, and she was finding tables and chairs and whatnot that were several hundred years old, and they're selling them for like $50. You know, that kind of thing here would be worth $10,000, $12,000. So all in all, we ended up, we spent the day in Amsterdam, we spent the night, and then the next day we headed back toward the UK, back to my daughter's house, and went back through France. We ended up stopping in France on that day and having dinner there. So we did get to eat in every country, and every country was a little bit different. I also enjoyed the language barrier. I also enjoyed trying to overcome the language barriers. It was kind of neat to try to figure out how to communicate with people that don't speak your language. You know, obviously in a lot of it they speak English, so there wasn't that problem. But in Germany, and German is a very difficult language to learn and to understand, so there was a definite language barrier there. Luckily enough, my daughter and son-in-law had been stationed in Germany for a couple of years, so they were familiar with how to communicate, and they were able to get us, you know, order food for us and be able to communicate a little bit in Germany. So all in all, it was a fantastic trip. You guys get the chance. It wasn't that expensive. It wasn't nearly as expensive as you would think to spend a 10-day trip over in Europe. So if you guys get a chance, man, I highly recommend it. Definitely check out the food over there. It was incredible. One crazy thing that I didn't mention was in Europe, everywhere you go, you got to pay to pee. It's so strange that they have right outside the bathroom, they have a turnstile, and you have to pay 50, 80 cents, whatever it is, and before the turnstile will let you in to go in the bathroom. And it's like that everywhere you go. The other thing that I thought was crazy was you're seeing these medieval buildings and the architecture of a medieval building, and you open the door and it's a McDonald's. So I thought it was kind of funny that, you know, it just like it appears that, you know, McDonald's has been screwing up chicken nuggets for about 1,200 years. So again, I'll say, guys, if you get the chance, definitely take the trip. It was super good, and it was a very good time. I did not want to come home. It was just I wanted to spend a little bit more time there and learn a little bit more and see a little bit more. And there's just so much to see and so much to take in that you get the chance, you definitely should do that. Now that we got that, we're back to work, back to getting the job done. We'll go ahead and as I came back I spent the first day I got back, I went into the shop. I didn't have a load yet because I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I went in the shop. I had some things done, got some brakes fixed on the trailer, got a service done on the truck, and then moved on to what you're about to see right here. Look at this guy. Just backs it right up on there like he owns the place. Good. Oh man, is that what I think that is?
That's why you heard me shut it off. That's why I am too.
Yes, sir.
You want to come forward a little? Can you come forward a little bit?
Hey, if not, we can push you.
Whoa.
Oh, don't tell me you have to go back. Hey, what do you need? It's got some in it.
Go back a little bit.
That'll work.
You sure?
Sure?
Yep, I'll figure out how to tie down the back.
You mean go back a little bit?
Nope. I like it just the way it is. Dang CNG is gonna make my life difficult. What? Is that a tie down point?
What's that?
Yeah, some of these trucks got
Yeah.
What?
Now we do, yeah.
that. We put on a special just for you.
I guess.
Yeah, this thing only had a little less than 100 pounds in it.
Oh.
So he's taking chances here.
That's great.
That's why I was putting that damn thing around.
Centeno, 4413, your VIN number.
0 pounds. Woo, she's a light one.
You are.
What is today? The 3rd?
No.
Is that right?
No.
No, it's the 6th.
Yeah.
Uno dos, look at that.
Quick, that's quick and easy.
Yes, it was. It was
talk
all
about
right.
this
Load a little bit. This is a garbage truck chassis. Refuse, what is that what you call it, Bobby? Refuse truck? There's Mr. Bobby Bones right there. We got this thing loaded up. Pretty normal securement. We did 1 chain in the front, 2 binders. Same as I always do. Now the back, this thing is 28 foot long or so. Weighs about 18,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now the back is a little surprise for today. Never seen this before on any other truck we've got, but as a little surprise for today, these guys started putting securement points on. Would you look at that? Never actually seen one of these truck chassis with securement point, but that is fantastic. So they started adding securement points on some of these trucks. So we got a real nice tie down point right here. So we just did an X chain right across the other side, did that on both sides. One chain, one binder, as you know, because that chain doesn't go all the way across. It hooks to the truck, comes this way, hooks to the truck, goes that way. We only get half credit for both of those chains, but in this case, we don't need anything but half credit because it ain't that heavy. So life is pretty good. One good look at it. I spent most of the day today in our shop, so I kind of burned up most of the day getting some stuff done. As you know, we got Blitz week coming up next week, so I had some things taken care of. Got a tire, got brakes on 2 of my axles, so I'm all set up for the Blitz next week. Looking forward to getting some extra money on the as you know, our company, if we get a clean DOT inspection, we get paid. So I'm looking forward to getting some extra money next week since we got this thing taken care of. So right now, we're gonna get the heck out of Dodge, try to get as many miles put on this thing as we can tonight, and I will be right back. We will talk to you soon about